Crash Bandicoot. You banished me to the past, but all it did was give me more time to plan your doom. You'll find me up the mountain. Don't freeze on the way.
Well, you know, I'm sensing a real fraught history here. How many times have you beaten this clown anyway?
3.
Really? Only 3? Funny. Seemed like more.
Crash Bandicoot 4 walkthrough, so we are now entering some ice levels, and it wouldn't be a platformer if there were no ice levels. So is this the first time we get slow time? Man, I gotta pay more attention to these things. I believe this is among the first times that we get slow time, so it's another mask, and it slows time when you use it. So we've already done the super dark matter spin, and it's the exact same controls. I think you hit the same buttons to activate slow time. And there's a tick-tock, tick-tock you can hear in the background, and then eventually it goes away. So before then, you can do all kinds of things that you couldn't do before. You can jump on nitro boxes, still very briefly, because they still blow up very, very fast. And as we saw with those timed boxes at the beginning of this level, then we can use the slow time to actually hit them all. So it is kind of weird trying to get used to the timing of everything in this game, because you don't want to usually activate slow time immediately, because then you won't actually have enough time to do what you want. But if you wait too long, you can't do what you want, you know, regardless. So it's just something that you get a feel for, especially this one. You do start to get a feel for it. And the one thing that I really think upped the difficulty in this game by a lot was all of these extra masks and mechanics that the previous games didn't have at all. And in this one, it's just something else that you have to pay attention to while you're trying to do hard platforming. So it's just kind of like multiple things that you have to do at the same time, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. So it becomes less and less of a problem, but it's still a pretty big problem you have to get over, you know? So TNT gets slowed way down too when you jump on it. That's very useful later on in the game. And I really cannot wait to get past these, I hate to call them this, easier levels. I cannot wait till I can start talking about the later, harder levels, because they're so much fun to talk about after I suffered the pain of finishing them. But that's the slow time introduction, I guess, and then we get a couple of strange enemies. Those ones you can jump on, and I found it a little bit easier if you kind of jump and spin while going into them. And as I've said a million times before, you have to be pretty careful that you don't spin too early, because the enemy will always win. It's a good practice, in my experience, to just spam the spin button as much as possible and hope that you win. So we get more slow time here, and they're going to be with those icebergs that are falling down, and then we lose it immediately, so that's really not too difficult of a thing to pull off. I actually got to this point, the flashback tape for once, the first time in like 10 levels. I got that far without dying, so that was kind of nice. And then we're going to have a couple of these ice blocks that we have to jump around on, and of course the cracked ones disappear underneath your feet if you wait too long. There's a couple of boxes over here, and I don't think anything else. No, it does not look like it. So being an ice level, that also means you're going to be sliding around a lot, and that just throws off everything that you think you already knew about this game. So it's really not too big of an issue yet. It becomes a bigger problem later on, but I still would actually say I don't think I had nearly as many problems with ice in this game as the previous Crash games sometimes gave us. Even Crash 1, I don't remember ice being a big problem, maybe on High Road, the High Road level, but Crash 2 and 3, it was pretty bad. Okay, looks like I cut something out there, but I think we just climbed up to get that checkpoint, so there wasn't a whole lot that was missed. And then we just have more of this stupid time, and this one's a little bit harder because I'm trying to do it the hard way. You're supposed to jump on the bottom right one, then left, then up, but it's a little bit easier if you just kind of jump on the top one there, and then if you want to get that one up, you can go right, left, up. But anyway, we're just going to keep going to the right here because I had died enough, and I think we're just going to, head forward now. So now we get the depth perception problem yet again. We need to make sure that we stop the time when those boxes are below us, and then you can slow time here to blow up that box and walk away, and it'll be fine. So with this one, it's usually a better idea if you actually slow time when the platforms are higher up than you think they'll need to be, because they still fall when you're in slow time, just a lot slower. And especially right there, you have very little time to actually fix the platform there because those two were falling beneath you, but we made it across, and now we got this guy chucking this huge mace at us. So we're going to wait for him to do his attacks. Always wait for them to do their attacks first and get to the next checkpoint. So more sleeping enemies, which don't really do a whole lot, and a T key for us to use, and then a couple of boxes. There was once a one up there, but now just a whole bunch of apple things, and then we can try to do some pretty delayed double jumps to make it across some of these platforms. One thing that I do like about this game is that you can pretty much double jump anytime after you do a normal jump. Lots of other games limit that. You know, if you have to double jump pretty soon after you normal jump to double jump, but I don't know, maybe it creates a little bit more variety in the possible challenges if you can delay your double jump. Maybe I'm just making that up though. And then we're going to be nearing the end of the level pretty quickly here, so there's more nitro that we can, I think if you blow those up with the box at the end, it'll blow up those ones too. But anyway, we're just going to get some kind of classic Crash Bandicoot platforming and get a small break here. I think that'll blow up all of those boxes, don't really care apparently, and then we can hit the TNT and reach the end of the level.